We didn't even talk about what happened in the direct. We just had predictions.
Yeah. Well, it was all.
Damn.
It was all. We got to. There's so much to talk about, and Michael says that a lot sometimes, and it's like, do we have a lot to talk about? And then, like this time, we do have a lot to talk about. Food.
No, we don't got too much to talk about. We only got, let's see, checks notes. New Pokemon Presents dropped, World Championships Day 1 through 3, and Championship Sunday, and all the drama that occurred. And then also the
Top 16 disconnect, Brambleghast almost winning, Wo Chen being on Joe's team and coming pretty close to winning.
And then the after ceremony that announced like 17 new moves, new Pokemon.
4, but
yeah.
So much stuff!
Welcome to the Route 1 podcast.
Welcome to the Route 1 podcast. Remember, everybody, it's okay to breed and also gen your team.
I wish I had the ability to teleport to any Twitter user's home. So I can,
don't say the second part.
So I can.
Yeah, he was making death threats before.
In the middle of we were like sitting watching Worlds in my server, and it was silent. Well, like casters were talking between rounds, and I just saw a tweet and read it out loud, and it said, "I hope someone posts Felicify's home address online."
You know he's from Seattle.
Oh, you're gonna plan a strike?
All I know is that Portland Regionals, there's a non-zero chance you run into him.
Oh God, dude, he would show up to he would like get kicked out. I feel like.
I mean, I feel like he wouldn't be. Yeah, it wouldn't be like they kick him out on principle. It would be they kick him out because he's causing a nuisance because he couldn't not.
Literally. Everybody, a quick reminder: we can go back to bullying Felicify. He has become loud again. Thumbs up.
And the reason he's becoming loud again is for the exact same reason as to him being loud in the past, which is, oh, you judge your team?
Can I give my hot take? Can I give my hot take on the Jennings situation?
Well, let's address what the Jennings situation is first.
Yeah, all right. So, as someone, I get to say it because I have the most CP. I came the closest to qualifying for Worlds. At Worlds, there were people who did not pass the hack check because the hack check was not the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Let's just take your team onto the ladder and see if it denies it. The hack check was basically similar to like what Caphonics does, where they take a look at your rental code and they check like the home ID of each Pokemon, etc. They just see, what's going on with it. So,
I want to also add that they did check people's boxes, and some people got game losses for having, let's say, Machamps.com Wonder traded you a shiny to promote their fucking thing, and you left it in your box without releasing it. You would have gotten DQ'd for that.
Yeah, which I think is a little over the top, because there's a lot of Wonder Trade stuff you don't have control of. In my opinion, if you have something in your box, but it's not in your party for your team, you shouldn't get DQ'd for that.
It should not matter. Shouldn't matter. But what is your is that your hot take? Or?
I don't remember if it was a joke or not, but some people said they were going through your Pokemon home.
No, the issue I believe is that people would gen in, let's say, an Ursaluna, and there would be no Pokemon home ID, flag,
which it has to have been in home to be in the game.
Because you would need to take, even if it was caught in Sword and Shield, you would have needed to trade it to Legends Arceus to evolve it with the Pete block and then trade it back. So, yay!
Okay. So, my hot take for the Jennings situation is they warned you. Like, this was not, they literally said, like, hey, we're cracking down on this tournament, so be safe. Which is why we had a lot of top players just reaching out, being like, hey, can anyone help me get my Mons? And that sort of thing, right? So, in my opinion, if you got caught at the hack check this time around, it really sucks, and I really feel bad for you, and my heart goes out to you, because that's not a like easy blow to take, but also like
it's your own fault.
Like you can't really complain. You can't really complain, you know.
I want to,
because while the rule is kind of softly enforced, it is still technically a rule.
It was the first time it was strictly enforced, honestly.
Yeah, which sucks that it was like hey, strictly enforced rule, like all of a sudden,
And I will point out,
it's almost like getting a ticket for going like 5 miles over.
Yeah, but this is not the same thing as saying, like, Jennings should be allowed in. Okay, no. That's not what he said.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not the same thing as saying, like, oh, but people don't have time to blah, 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 whatever the fuck.
We're just saying you had a warning, and you probably shouldn't complain if you got caught.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. Because, like, keep in mind, I've never been anti-Jenner.
Literally, that's what I was going to say.
I'm
We're all on the side of, we all understand. We all get it.
I'm the guy who made the, I breed Gen my team though t-shirt and then had to give it to the King Villager to post instead because I'm not posting that.
Oh no, is that what happened?
Yeah, I gave it to him. I was like, hey, can you post this? And he was like, yeah, okay.
I saw that on Twitter earlier. I was like, oh my god, podcast fan spotted.
Yeah, so I don't know. My whole deal is that I think that the only true barriers to getting like a legit team done in time are almost exclusively just 0 speed legendaries. That is the only true barrier right now, in my opinion, because as someone who like gets a team done every week
in general is also pretty cringe.
And also it's $180 without including DLC.
Like I think we're all in unanimous agreement that obtaining the Pokemon that are meta relevant is obnoxious.
Yeah,
right.
Extremely.
Like that sucks. That part sucks.
Also, Tera shards.
Also, Tera shards.
It's just everything
Tera
about
shards
it,
and the
right?
pure
Like,
cost of money
Pokemon
and
has
the
an
money
issue
grinding that
with,
you have to do in game to get
barrier
vitamins,
for entry
or
in
you spend the 3
circuit.
hours to train it, you know, by fighting wild Pokemon.
And this doesn't help.
It sucks.
Jennings gets around that, right? If you're gonna
but it's
go
not
one tournament,
it's not
for the
undoable.
entire,
No, of course not.
My hot, like if I had it my way,
and you're going to
Gen,
why did you
make
that?
Yeah. So, but also my other like hot take that I think a lot of people will like kind of roast me on is
it's like,
if a top player does spend 80 hours grinding a team, it only really takes like 4 hours to get the team done at most in the current state of the game. Just take one of those days and just build the team, because there are a lot of like players, in my opinion, that they're really good at the game, but I see what they do, because keep in mind I go to a lot of tournaments, right? The night before the tournament they decide on the team. I think a lot of people would get better results if they decided on the team the day before the tournament. Give yourself more time.
I want to disagree with you on the it taking 4 hours portion.
Oh, it only really takes me like 4 hours, but I'm also like a turbo controller.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have like it's your job, so you can spend that time grinding the resources.
It is not my job, trust me.
Well, you know, it's what you do to make your videos. It's you have the ability in your life to set aside time to do that, and also you have been playing it for a while. For a new player, how are you getting an Urshifu? How are you getting a Tornadus? Like I was thinking about it, and it's like, damn, there's no way to get any legendaries unless you had Sword and Shield DLC.
Yeah, that's why I had the caveat for the legendaries. Like I said, like that's an issue.
I think that that's the biggest problem with it. What's it called? The Paradox Pokemon are a pain in the ass because you need Bottle Caps, Mints, and EVs. You can't even breed for them. Mm-hmm. Those are a massive pain. If I got one off of GTS because I didn't have time to find someone to trade with me. That could have been hacked. I've had, like, the fact that they're going to donk you for getting something off of the GTS.
I think that's ridiculous.
I think that's ridiculous because I think you should just put the hack check on the GTS and not let them put it up there in the fucking first place.
Yeah, because usually the entire point, do that too.
The entire point behind like the don't gen thing and like that being a rule or like have your Pokemon be legal, if you're going to check boxes and enforce that there too, you're actively punishing somebody for playing the game because there are people that do this. You can't stop people from doing this.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. So, I completely agree on the. We were warned. I didn't think that it would be this fucking bad, but they were warned. They should have made sure their team was legit. But I was hearing stories of not only the box, trust everything you hear on the internet, of course, but I was hearing stories of like people that I trust saying Pokemon in their boxes got them entirely disqualified. Someone named their team PK Hex, and they got a round loss for that, which is really funny, but still fucked up that they got the round loss for that.
Yeah, it's fucked, but it's also like the most like that's on you. Don't get caught.
Yeah, there were but there were people who had Pokemon on their team that were legit, and they still got bonked on something random in the hack check, either from
That's the worst
a Tornadus that they got off of the GTS that was wrong, or I know one of my friends, Tofu, he has a Cresselia that he got legit. He's given it all these ribbons. He's given it the ribbon quest treatment, sent it up through all the gens from 4, and it turned out that it was hacked into the game. Like
back in Gen 4?
Back in Gen 4. Yeah.
Damn.
Right?
Crazy.
So after all that time, how would you know? You got it off of the GTS in Gen 4 at like level 49, and you guessed, it's just someone that caught it and they traded it off, and they traded me for another legendary.
And as it turns out, it gets caught at level 50 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, or it was just hacked in and someone used it for a bit and traded it off. There's so many issues, and I think that they should just put a filter on trading first and foremost instead of doing this first. I feel like putting the filter on GTS trading should have been that.
At the very least, do a legality check in the game. Just press it, add a button that goes, check if your team is legal.
Imagine if we could do that, because then there would eliminate all the stress.
Yu-Gi-Oh players can request deck checks before the tournament. We can't request hack checks.
I wish we could, because I'm sure, I have plenty of Pokemon. Back in Sun and Moon, when I didn't even know how to get access to genning stuff, I would trade Kyogre for Kyogre on the GTS until I got a timid one. And then at that point, I don't know if that Kyogre's legit, because I've traded it for a billion other Kyogre. I have no clue. That's what really irks me about it.
I think my first tournament, I brought a Ho-Oh Groudon team in like 2016, and I'm pretty sure the Ho-Oh probably wasn't legal. Because it was a French event Pokemon with Regenerator, and I'm like, is this legal? I'm pretty sure it's legal. And I just didn't bother checking, but I brought it and I didn't get
And that's the thing. You don't know if it's illegal, you don't know if it's been cloned, you don't know all these things. And I get the whole clause of just don't use Pokemon that have been traded to you.
But that's part of the game.
That's
you're punishing a player for playing the game.
Yeah, that's one part of the game. One part of the game, and 2, you have to pay $150 to get all the games that you need access to. I hope you haven't.
And then DLC would add another 30, and then another 30 again. So
home
we're
subscription
at,
if you end up using that for breeding and getting rid of all of your rejects. Do you need to have owned Black and White to be able to make sure you have genies, or Sword and Shield DLC, and then you have to reset for raids to get those? You have to. If you want another Urshifu because you got the wrong form, you either have to get one from the GTS. Get one from a trusted friend, gen it. Your friend's probably not going to have a spare Urshifu, or just buy the fucking game again. Like, there's so many. It's so difficult. I get breeding your normal Pokemon. That's easy. I could go catch an Ursaluna in Arceus, or catch an Ursaring, evolve it in Arceus, send it over. But what if I don't have Arceus? I have to ask a friend. What if I don't have any friends that have it? I have to go to online forums. Online forums won't always be chargeful. All my friends are busy. It's just so ridiculous how people are sitting here and going, well, you were warned, so you should have known. Some people didn't have a choice. And I'm not trying to say that to dunk on you, Mark Dose. It's absolutely, they were warned. You should have expected it. You should have been more careful, whatever.
I think specifically with the World Championships, they had plenty of time.
Well, not only that, but there are most certainly people who got past the hack check who's genned.
That's they're good at it. Spit. You're gonna say what I was about to say.
Absolutely, because for some fucking reason,
just gen better. You fucked up in the genning. How did you fuck that up? You don't get caught. I'm on team don't get caught.
Because I have genned before, and I'll be completely transparent.
Brady gens?
Whoa, no way.
I always thought that he just got all these FFA mons.
Brady also shiny hunted for a...
I don't gen my shiny... Okay, that's a thing that I will clarify now. I don't gen my shinies. And
Brady hunted for... What did you get last night? An extra small iron treads that was shiny?
Iron treads, yeah.
Why do you want it extra small? Is it a spare tire?
Because he's fucking tiny, bro. And
he looks like
said, I need this to fit in my trunk.
Anyway. But, yeah, no, sir, 100% I've done it before, but I don't like genning the cool stuff because there's no accomplishment in that, and I don't gen my FFA mons. In fact, I haven't genned actual mons in ages, because it's just cool that I can go, ooh, I want this guy, and do it in game, and it's a little bit of effort. So I'm a little bit off
the
of
process of making a team.
Yeah, I'm a little bit off it now, but I've experience in that shit. The stuff that Cathotics posts and stuff of people using Pokemon that are genned in their like rental teams and stuff, right? Some of the errors they make on their Pokemon are so fucking bad. Like it's almost as though they just took the paste from Showdown, copied it, pasted it into Pokemon Home, PK Hex, and called it a day. Because half the shit is like incorrect most of the time. So what I'm assuming is that a lot of this stuff, especially with like like Brady Smith, got DQ'd. I'm assuming that it was just like they just genned their shit incorrectly. I don't know, man. It's like it's so easy just to not fuck that up.
I also want to. Oh, sorry, you finished your thought.
Because like also, if you're gonna be thorough about this stuff, and you know that like if you have like spent any amount of time in Pokemon PK Hex, you know that there's like a home tracker thing on each Pokemon. You know that they have like different attributes that's like, oh, I have a memory of being in a box with this Pokemon, and I have a memory of using this move. And like, it's weird, but like it's something you gotta be thorough about when you gen your mons, especially when you're trying to make it look legal. And when you're going to Worlds, when you're going to
World Championships, right? Like that's the craziest shit.
And they're going like, okay, make sure you have your fucking shit. It's like, okay, what would I be doing, right? How would I be genning my mons? So what I would do is I would go into Legends Arceus. I would you already have access to the genning stuff. So what I would do is I would catch an Ursaring in Legends Arceus, or just like fucking Gen 1 into Legends Arceus, give myself a Pete Rock, evolve it in that game, trade it over, and then edit the save file on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta be far with
this stuff. I am so with Brady on this, and I think the closest metaphor that I have for this is like, you're at your high school graduation, right? You go up to the stage, you're about to get an award or some shit, right? And you get a microphone and you just announce to the crowd, yeah, I smoke weed, by the way. And then they just take away all your awards. Like, yeah, man. No shit, you outed yourself. You got caught for that. That's on you.
What's so funny is that every high schooler would cheer, just like how every person in the crowd would cheer if a world champion admitted they genned on stage.
This is fucking based as hell. Smoking weed's cool, bro. Like, but here's the cool thing, right? No one fucking cares.
Yeah, what's crazy is that people, you don't even have to actually necessarily gen the mons into the game. All you have to do, right, because you have so many resources now that it just, like, let you edit your mon like that. So what you do is you catch the mon in-game, you transfer an Urshifu from your Sword and Shield copy that you probably also genned, but will pass the hack check because, that's an Urshifu from Sword and Shield, it's got the home tracker data. What you do is you transfer it over, you reset all the stuff that has EVs, and then fucking give yourself all the ability patches, ability capsules, all the mints.
Theoretically, of course.
Yeah, like, because you have access to PK Hex, you don't even have to do that shit in PK Hex. You should do it in-game with the vitamins and, like, all that sort of stuff. And like, bottle caps as well. Like, unless you're looking for specifically zero IV stuff, I understand that, but then you have access to breeding. But also,
it is all understood. We don't even need to put the caveat of, I understand. Like, we get it. Everyone gets it, right? Like, everyone knows that TPCI needs to fix the fucking barrier for entry, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone unanimously agrees with that, except for these fucking Twitter drones that are, like, sucking the dick off of Relisify, being like, it's against the rules. And
he's doing tricks on it.
Literally, like, stop dick riding. Stop doing that for 10 seconds and understand that there is a barrier for entry problem, right? That is why people do this. That's the only reason people do this. Competitive advantage. Oh my god, yeah.
There's no competitive advantage. There's not. Because, my quick aside to any new VGC player, someone who's just getting into it this year, who's listening to us explain how to hack correctly. I want to clarify, the things that are getting flagged by this hack check are things saying, okay, this Pokemon was evolved in this game. This Pokemon was met on this route. This Pokemon had 21 IVs in this stat before we bottle capped it. It's things that do not affect the Pokemon in battle in any capacity. At all.
Yep.
And the
it
other thing is
changes
Moxie Boosted
nothing.
actually doesn't gen, so you know.
Moxie
Yeah,
Boosted does
no-
not gen.
I
But he
think
also
all of us
does not
has gen,
care
all of
if
us
you
has
do.
bred Pokemon. Yeah, I feel like it's just it shouldn't be as shamed as it
Moxie
is.
Boosted
because
Moxie Boosted breeds, and he like makes his teams in game.
He's so awesome for that. I'm not sitting here at the World Championships going, damn, it must have taken so long to get the bottle caps for that Fluttermane. Damn, that fucking
That
Arcanine
guy's
must...
so good at breeding eggs. Holy
that
shit!
guy's
No, you
so
know-
good at hatching
You know
eggs.
what pissed me
Holy
off?
shit.
You know what legitimately pissed me off though at the World Championships? No one's Rillaboom was the unrivaled.
I know! That made me so sad! I was
It's right there. It's right there. They
He's
gave
right
you like
there.
it's on the World Championship winning team. It wasn't unrivaled.
Yep.
It did not win Worlds. Rillaboom was runner.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I mixed them up.
Wrong team.
Yeah,
Both
wrong
teams-
team.
Rillaboom
Sorry.
won Worlds.
Wait.
Last gen.
Yeah, last year. We're talking about this gen. I mixed up one of the Pokemon.
just
I
wanna
thought the
say-
I thought the Iron Hands was a Rillaboom for a sec.
All of the finals
Oh,
in
I see.
every age division this year were fucking awesome. Like,
Yes. So enough about like the actual like bullshit that all happened.
Negativity.
At Worlds, right?
the
Negativity
Wait, can we talk about
aside,
the
I know we
disconnect?
started
I do
with
want to
that.
mention the disconnect because that shit was stupid. That shit
Last
was
negativity.
stupid. Somebody kicked the cable, disconnected both sides of every battle at the same exact time, and they decided, oh, so that means everybody lost. It goes to sudden death. Now fuck you. Like, what the fuck kind of solution is that? It drives me insane how they
It's
thought that
probably
that was...
the only reason that Emilio Forbes got the loss.
And
Yeah.
this is what sucks. So many players, so many fantastic players got DQ'd or got, the disconnect happened, just completely fucking up their run. RNG aside, this is something you can't even begin to predict or control. And I don't want to say this because this does not take away from the finalists this year. They are all fucking amazing players and they totally deserve it. But
Oh,
there
yeah,
are so many other people who were close to getting their chance and it just didn't happen because of technical difficulties.
Yeah, absolutely. On the don't blame the finalists. If y'all,
Oh, dude, I hate it. Like, there are some people on Twitter who are like, I wonder what it feels like winning the most Mickey Mouse World Championships ever. This game's so stupid.
off.
dude,
And I'm
shut
like-
off. You're such a loser.
Yeah, I'm
actually.
literally just like, dude, be happy for him. I know that some people got screwed, but just be happy for him.
Like,
Yeah, so here's the
people-
ultimate thing that like has been making me explode the past couple days, right? Good things can happen and bad things can happen.
At the same
Fellow
time.
people watching the episode, like, do you understand that yes, through all of this negativity and everything that we've been saying for the past 20 minutes is the most fucking crazy shit ever to happen at a world stage. That is so embarrassing for TPCI, right? None of that fucking it all pales in comparison to what watching Worlds was like last night in finals and how fucking amazing the
I
sets
want
were.
VGC
And the
to
like
be good so bad.
and how I was rolling on the floor screaming watching seniors finals. Like, we fucking love Pokemon. This game is amazing, right? So despite all of this negativity, the next every part about this podcast episode is going to be awesome. So please don't think we hate this game.
We
This
are
game's
mad because
awesome.
we want it to be good. I have never sat
Yes,
down through a weekend
exactly.
and thought, how do I get people to understand that this is good, despite the Pokemon Company holding their games and their tournament circuit together with popsicle sticks and glue?
That's
Please.
the best way to say that.
There
Literally.
There was an interview recently with, oh god, who was it? Let me pull it up. There was an interview recently, and I think this tournament has to be a wake up call. You're in front of this is your most public showing of Pokemon shit ever. And they had an interview with Taco. Oh god, I'm not bad at Japanese names. I'm so sorry.
You say taco?
Takado. Someone who's smarter than me pronounced this. I'm so sorry.
What's
I'll go
the
paste
Brady.
An interview with someone from he's the operating chief officer of the Pokemon Company. And
Utsunomiya?
Utsunomiya. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure how to do the N and the M. But he was they were interviewed at the World Championships, and they said that they're looking into ways to keep up with the production schedule while also making the games better. Especially, he uses the word quality products. this tournament had to be a massive fucking wake-up call because you put your video game in like the most public space. You spent the entire week doing all of these publicity events, all these the crews, the restaurants, the pop-up shops, everything, and then the video game crashes and lags and drops frames in finals. This has to be a we need to get our shit together moment. I know you guys are a small indie company, but I promise you have enough money to hire more people. I promise you can do it.
The Pokemon Company's incompetency was on full display this weekend, and it's unfortunate.
Exactly.
However,
that's why I'm hoping it's a wake-up call, and we get some improvements.
It's just it's like, I guess it's fortunate for at least like us who like sort of feel like it was still hype regardless, because like, it's Worlds for the first Scarlet and Violet, and it's like everything that's going on is like, yeah, it sucks, but this is all happening. And
dude, the opening ceremony was crazy.
Yeah, and it was in Japan, and Japan swept VGC. That was so fucking cool.
Sure, hey,
that's insane. Yeah, we
should
talk about that next. I think the like Japan's sweepage that happened across all age divisions, juniors, seniors, and masters.
And so many players that came out of nowhere this year, like Michael and Abdullah were the two players that I had my eye on, because I was told they started playing like this year, won one major, and then just started going ham, and you make it to day fucking 2 of Worlds on your first year playing. You get runner up at Worlds.
A lot of records were set on these runs. Yeah,
it's just so it was just so cool, and there's so much good sportsmanship.
As much of a Michael fan as I was going into finals, because I was like, dude, if Dragapult Chenpao fucking wins Worlds after winning NAIC and the first regional of Reg C, that would have been insane.
Listen, Frigoraph lost. Brian Hume doesn't have to eat a shoe. He's safe.
Can we talk about my Nostradamus abilities this season?
Yeah!
You were right about everything. You were literally just right about everything.
You were right. And Joe Chen, shout out to Joe Chen.
Yeah. So the current record is Gyarados good, Palafin bad. That came true.
Yep.
Dragapult very solid now that Chen Pao is legal. That became true.
Yep.
And finally, Wo Chen's going to be represented in some way at Worlds where people notice it's actually a solid pick in the format. There we go.
Joe Chen.
So I do have to.
I just thought it'd be a Japanese player.
I do have to add on there, Marcos, that we totally fumbled the bag with Dragapult Chenpao. Because, I mean, we kind of...
You guys, did it on ladder and then sucked at it, and now it's super good.
Yeah, we were just bad at it, but we knew it was good.
We went like 06, but we ran into fucking Neil doing coaching.
Oh, yeah.
While we were doing
you
that.
think
so
Neil
we knew it would be good, we
just
just did bad.
Yeah. We created something we couldn't control.
But to be fair, most people have already accepted that Dragapult Chenpao is a difficult, it's a skill expression combo. You know what I mean?
That is very true. Its skill ceiling is insanely high, which is probably why it only ever either wins something or is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really sick. That is and
a high skill ceiling.
Yeah, something else that I want to note, the one positive, even though it was laggy as hell, the Sword and Shield camera angles coming back makes me very happy. Seeing little close-ups of my guys and the trainers again, like at the cross cameras, was really neat, and I hope that they...
I hope that they update the game. So
I hope they update the game to put it in, because they've done that before, because it used to be on Battle Stadium, you would only get the school stage, and now you get random stages to battle in, so I hope they add that. The reason I also have hope for that is I'm sure we'll get into a DLC-centric section, because there was the Pokemon Direct and then what was announced at the closing ceremony, but throw styles are also going to be a thing in the first wave of DLC.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So the more expression customization, the more flashy customization of battles makes me very excited, because
I hope it's more than 5 styles like it was in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because there are so many different ways you can throw a ball.
Yeah. It does look like there's just more customization coming in the DLCs across everything.
Yeah,
they
despite
even showed
everything.
Despite
everything, I think that Scarlet and Violet are games that are made with the intention of being the best Pokemon games.
And
you know what I mean? Their intention is there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
intention,
suck
but
at it.
execution.
They're
like, you
failing
didn't stick the
technically.
landing.
They're failing technically, but on paper everything's working because
Yeah, like feature-wise, this is a really phenomenal game.
What was it? The Mochi I am a little excited for because
the
wonder
Lady
how much
Clear
it
is now a
works.
ball of rice.
Yeah, so you can pay to erase your EVs. It sucks that you have to get the DLC for that, whatever. But I'm glad that they're
That's how
adding
it was
that
in
back.
Sword and Shielded too.
Yeah, it's I feel like it should be in the game by default, but you know what? I'll take it. It's fine.
Do you want to know why I think it's not in the base game? Because they know competitive players have to buy the DLC.
Yeah, that's what sucks. Like, please stop milking us, I beg you. I am glad that we can get any of the new Pokemon for the DLC, like just by sending them in with home or trading someone who has the DLC. I do really appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever like cross that barrier.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, because if they do, that'd be bullshit. I am very excited for the fact you have to play a mini game to get Mochi that boosts your EVs. I'm wondering if it's equivalent to vitamins or stronger than vitamins. It makes me think
the minigame doesn't suck.
Yeah,
Well, the thing
no,
is, you don't
bro.
get the Mochi, you craft the Mochi with the stuff that you get from the game.
Oh, okay. So maybe it'll be...
Yeah.
Ladder rewards.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I'm
ladder
thinking
rewards.
ladder rewards would be big, but also,
thank
I'm hoping that the Mochi are crafted in batches. Like, here's a batch of 100, or here's a batch of 25, and that they're 1 EV, and that it's craftable feathers.
I'd like them... I'd hope that the amount of materials you need to craft them is very low, though. Because people were...
Yeah.
The rumors were something PK Hex-like where you could customize EVs. It being 1 EV makes a lot of sense. I just hope that they're cheap. And this is making
If they're
me think...
4, that'd be great, too.
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
in multiples of 4.
Yeah, everything's in multiples of 4. That'd be great,
It'd
too.
also make it much easier to, like, figure that out as, like, a casual player. Like,
to count
how
it.
come we can only increase in 4s?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe my 231 HP Dragapult isn't the play.
No, I'm excited because it makes me think of Mantine surfing, and I remember like, oh shit, I gotta grind for BP.
I love
I
Mantine
don't have to
surfing.
mash in Battle Tower. I could just surf on my man. Like, it's something more entertaining. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
I really
minding.
liked Mantine Surf. I hope that
Yeah,
they
me
add
too.
something similar to that.
That's what I think it is because it looks like it's like some kind of race where you have to run around and like pop balloons.
Yeah,
You're
also,
correct.
I think the second DLC is wherever that just full customization thing's going to come in, because that second DLC seems to be explicitly battle-focused.
Well, no, not true. Because in the trailer that we got right before World started, they showed a lot of like, dude, there's like a customizing your own house, like Animal Crossing style.
That's in the
thing.
second DLC.
Yeah, that's in the second.
Yeah,
DLC.
that's what I said. Yes.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's what
I
I'm saying.
thought
Not
you were
just
like saying it's going to be in the
competitive
first.
focus. No, it's like, you're right that I think the primary function of the second DLC is like competitive focus, but like they're adding shit like that too for the casual audience that isn't going to be playing.
I like that.
the
I like
DLC
that there's a mix.
competitively. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
The DLC is super promising so far. Like, the throw styles, the new Pokemon we're adding, and I was talking about this with Michael and Brady last night after we finished Worlds. The list of Pokemon in the first wave versus the second wave, it feels like the first wave is still very, like, how do I say this? Like, it still feels like a National Dex format, and then we go to the second wave, it feels like these are the non-legendaries that are still good in, like, a restricted format. Dusclops, there was something else. Dusclops, Whimsicott.
Oh, is Dusclops confirmed?
Yeah, Dusclops was confirmed. Urshifu.
Is
Why not
Porygon
Incineroar?
confirmed?
My bad.
Yes, Incineroar. Can we talk about the starters real quick?
Yes.
And how I'm happy that they're coming in DLC 2.
Yeah,
Yay.
exactly. Incineroar
Sorry.
being in Wave 2 makes a lot more sense because he just would have
Dude, I
taken
wish he was in
everyone's
Wave
jobs.
1. I
No,
want Incineroar sooner.
I like the feeling of Reg D right now, and I'm gonna like it more when we get all these nice weather Pokemon. But
Reggie.
Reggie. All the starters coming back
Please
makes
get the
me so
Reggies.
happy because 1, it's all the starters. We haven't seen shit like Tepig for forever. 2, this means that they are willing to, I should say, code new Pokemon into the game. Because the reason that we all thought that Incineroar was never coming back, even in the DLCs, is because it wasn't coded into the game, and all the, like, wild Pokemon we were seeing in trailers were already coded into the game, you just couldn't access them yet, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
The same thing
random
happened
starters.
with the Sword and Shield DLC, though.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm
The
just
update added them.
Yeah, the updated. Okay.
Like, not just accessibility, but, like, straight up, they weren't in the game by code.
It's like how Paradox, Entei, and Terrakion aren't in the code.
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
But we know that they're coming.
And the fact that they were the Paradox Swords of Justice and Johto dogs were shown makes me think that they're going to be catchable in Wave 2 and then they're going to be legal, which makes me really excited because Walking Wake is one of the coolest Pokemon and I want to use it in battle so badly.
They're going to be so, like, dominant.
I hope so.
I think Walking Wake is probably going to be the best of them.
I think so, unless...
Boosted water move? That's different,
yeah.
bro.
Unless
works
Entei
in
goes
sun
crazy.
and in water.
Yeah, but
and in rain.
we got our very
Literally-
first priority electric move.
Literally, like, the counter to Groudon. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, cool. You thought that, like, maybe you'd be, like, safe with your sun up, even though I've got a Kyogre on the field. Uh-oh, I've got a Walking Wake as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I think it's like the second wave is to blend national or like national decks into GS Cup, you know, because there's non-legendary Pokemon or a lot of Pokemon in there that will be usable but are still usable in restricted format. You know, shit like Snorlax I guess can work in restricted format, but it's it's way better outside of it, right? And that's what we're getting in
I'm
Wave
so
1.
excited for Snorlax.
I'm so Mimilax, baby.
Fluttermane in the gutter.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I don't think Fluttermane's going to the gutter.
I don't think Fluttermane
I
is
think
going
we're getting
any-
enough tools.
I
No,
don't
no,
think-
I don't think. I think Fluttermane is literally just a product of a restricted dex.
Maybe we'll see.
I don't think Fluttermane is going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
with you on that.
That's
yeah.
like I was talking about this. When was it? Was I think it was on an episode. But Fluttermane is quite literally just a roll compression of Tapu Lele, Spectria, and like Tapu Fini in terms of like special bulk. It roll compresses into like this one like fairy type special, like fast fairy type attacker, ghost attacker, like while
That
also
can be built to do whatever the fuck it wants.
yeah. It's like you can do whatever you want with that guy. Like it's a roll compression of like two what do you call it? Two of the fucking Island Guardians.
Island Guardians.
Toppers. And like and Spectria, which is already a good Pokemon, and outclasses Spectria because it is just
205 speed, yeah, you're not going anywhere
Yeah.
anytime
I'm just
soon.
saying. No, I'm just saying that I think that Fluttermane is like hard carried by the fact that we don't have the tools that we would have in other games,
We don't
like
have
Incineroar and
I
Snorlax.
do agree with this that the usage will probably go down, but I also don't think it's going to go down by like a lot.
Yeah,
I
no.
think it's still going to be a top
It's
40
gonna
Pokemon all generation.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna do the same thing Golden Go did, where it's not used on every single team, but it's still really good. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michael for pioneering Golden Go and then it being on world stage multiple times. My goat.
Yes, sir! Not Michael Kilsch, Michael Me.
Michael. There's too many Michaels to keep track of. God, we didn't even
Yeah,
talk about
if
that.
that
The fact
would've
that
been-
two
that would've been
different
really funny.
Brady and Michaels had beef.
Yeah, shout out to Brady Smith having a controversy with a Michael that did not exist, and then me and Brady in this podcast were just like, whoa.
You
I
can't.
can't believe Brady and Michael broke up.
Yeah, I know.
I know,
It's
right?
so sad. So sad.
unfortunate.
You go.
The other week when it was all happening in the topics channel, Michael puts the Brady versus Michael beef, and I'm like, what? Huh? What did I do?
Brady was like, whoa, what'd I do?
What the fuck?
What beef?
What happened?
What happened?
Because I don't think you were like even aware of anything that was.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I wasn't.
But,
Another note on that, retweeting the beginning of this fucking episode. Don't bully random players because you have no life. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
That's the extent that I know
for-
of the drama.
For those that
There
don't know
are
what we're
still
talking
like
about.
Wolf fans who are like being rude to Brady.
Yeah,
it's
then
so
and
dumb.
for those who don't know what we're talking about, big drama discourse happened over Brady Smith, BGC player, using Wolf's team at NAIC. Despite like it, like I don't know, the team getting leaked or like whatever.
He
it's
got
just
it
like,
off
I don't
of
know, they
he
didn't-
copied it from being on Ladder Well, Wolf was laddering on an alt, and he saw the team and thought it was good. Like, that's what
The team
happened.
got leaked. Like,
Yeah, for anyone who like isn't familiar with VGC, seeing a team on ladder, liking it and taking it is one of the most common practices, and it shouldn't be frowned upon because that's how metagames develop.
You can't patent a combo in Street Fighter, bro. You can't.
You are going to see Shen Pao, Iron Hands, Fluttermane, Amoongus, Urshifu Water, and Landorus T. That's 6 on like 90% of any ladder games you could play because it just fucking won Worlds.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not stealing intellectual property. I know we've talked about this on the podcast in like a longer episode, like earlier episode a long time ago, but like it makes sense. Exactly, Ash, you said it perfectly. It's like you used a combo that somebody else used in Street Fighter. Yeah, no shit. That's the fucking video game you play. Like, compositions work for a reason. Use them.
Yeah. That whole situation was dumb. Wolf being popular, I think, is a really good thing because it brings a lot of new people into the community. But also, like, I don't know
his
how...
voice is too dominant.
Yeah.
No,
it's his fans.
I wouldn't blame Wolf for that as much as the rampant dick riding fans that will like have no opinion of their own, go into other people's comment sections and just regurgitate shit that Wolf says.
Yeah, no, I'm not
like,
blaming Wolf for it. I'm not blaming Wolf for it because he has no control over how big his voice is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he didn't, like, he called out a dude, right? And because and we've talked about this before, or at least I brought it up on the podcast before, his community is larger than the VGC community.
Yeah.
So that means that people who are only tangentially related to VGC or even just a little bit into the game will see what Wolf said, regurgitate it, and it's just, that's the only source of knowledge they have on the game. So if Wolf says, it's really lame that someone copied my team after I got number 1 on the ladder and number 1 on like the in-game ladder, then people will go, oh, it's lame to copy teams from the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
When it's just not.
It's not.
So that's even just an added layer of misconstruing the point, right? Wolf said it's lame to stalk somebody on an alt, go into Japanese Twitch streams to find more out about a team like that. Yeah, I'm with Wolf. That's kind of lame. You got nothing. You got nothing better to do than stalk people's accounts, bro. Wow, you're lame, right? That's one guy behind a computer calling another man on the face of the earth that he doesn't know very well lame. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allowed to call Wolf Dick Riders lame, because that's fucking lame, bro. You're lame. Fix yourself.
Just leave people alone. It didn't, we're not stealing people's, like, livelihood. Yeah. We're not hurting people. It's a team.
We're playing Pokemon here. Like,
I don't know.
No one makes enough money from Pokemon unless they're a content creator to, like, live off of it.
Yeah.
Wolf's allowed to think somebody's lame, and, like, that's the end of the story, I think. If you're gonna talk in somebody else's Twitter replies, and beyond that, you're fucking weird.
Wolf also went out of his way to go and say, hey, never harass other people with my name as an excuse. I don't want to harass people.
And then people did it anyways and acknowledged that he said not to and said, no, I'm doing it.
And chances are he exaggerated shit because he's a content man now. That's just how it is.
Right, like, I don't know. I feel like have your own opinions. It's not hard.
Yeah. It's very hard for some people. But it's very silly.
Losers.
I like being a large content creator. I can say something completely wrong and people will believe me. I've done it a few times.
I know you have.
Oh, is that like how Shirhei on stage yesterday was like, you should use Spore into Gross type Pokemon, it's very effective.
I couldn't tell if that was a mistranslation or him joking about sporing the poison Tera.
No, because the crowd definitely laughed when he said it. The crowd was like... they knew.
Yeah, they knew what was going on with all the translation.
Me when I
shout out to Shohei on stage too, by the way, for talking up. He was like, they were like, "What kind of strategies do you have going into this match?" Icicle Crash.
Yeah,
that's all he said.
Dude, Icicle Crash is such an annoying move because it's the opposite. Like VGC players were like so happy that Ice Spinner existed, like, oh my god, we don't have to click Crash anymore. And then the existence of Rocky Helmet and also like Rillaboom on your own team made people go, I should probably run Crash.
Yeah, it's just, oh no, please.
Yeah, that was more mandated by like Urshifu Rapid being so dominant.
Yeah.
It's just
That's a cool.
Because the last thing you want your Chimpao plus Urshifu to get annihilated by is one Amoonguss, which is what happened to Michael Kelch, was getting annihilated by one Amoonguss.
Yeah, that Amoonguss living so many double ups was fucked up.
It's actually a cool. That'd be a cool like topic video. Times that like Pokemon had to like switch up because of like popular Pokemon. Like
I think I'm gonna make the Ice Skull Crash thing a short.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like or like other situations that are like that, where it's like, oh, Shifu is around and people are running Rocky Helmet, but I have to switch what moves I run because of the Shifu, you know.
Yeah, it's
I
a
do
chain
think
reaction.
Yeah.
It is really funny that both Amoonguss and Urshifu run items to beat each other. Where it's like,
Yeah.
Urshifu runs safety goggles because it's like, fuck, I don't want to get annihilated by Amoonguss because
Oh, yeah,
it walls me, and
we
if it's
made
holding
the
a Rocky
safety-
Helmet,
we-
I lose.
we
And
also-
then the Rocky Helmet Amoonguss is like, I want to fight Urshifu
Yeah,
so bad.
Michael, in a video, in a Showdown Live, we made that safety goggles swords dance call.
Did we actually?
It was a while ago. It was like
Weird.
the team with the Arcanine and stuff.
It hurts being so right.
Shout out to
It's
Shohei.
It's so
Wow.
bad.
Shout out to Shohei as well, because like going into Worlds, like not going into Worlds, but like watching Worlds, that like the team that he was running was the team. It's like the good
Mhm.
stuff's like team fit. Like a lot
Yeah,
of people
there were
running.
6 in top 120 or top 32.
Yeah, he made that archetype popular. Like that's his team. He's the one.
That's
who
like
won
Rinya
Worlds.
winning with. It's like Rinya winning with Rinya-sun.
Yeah.
For all the 2022 players in the chat, like that
Mhm.
that's hype. That's really cool that happened.
Mm.
Just so much
Inventor
cool
of
stuff.
team wins with said team.
Yeah,
That like becomes a dominant archetype. Love that. That's cool. That's just hype.
hype as
Mm.
hell.
Yeah.
You wanna know who else is hype as hell? Little Timmy
So-
from Ohio, whose favorite Pokemon is
Favorite
Charizard,
favorite
and his
Pokemon's
favorite
Charizard.
food is glue.
Favorite food is glue.
That is such a funny
Evan-
comment.
Evan is the fucking goat for saying that shit on commentary.
I was laughing
So
my
funny.
ass off. I can't believe I was the first person to post that to Twitter. I think it's really funny that is what people started. Like, I got followers off of reposting that clip. I think that's so goofy. But just I was skipping through trying to get to the match, and all I hear is, hopefully it's more delicious than glue. And I pause it, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just miss? I go back a minute. Little Timmy from Ohio, whose favorite Pokemon is
Very
Charizard, and his favorite food is glue.
Massive shout out to everybody that commentated
Yeah,
Worlds
oh my
across
God,
every
Yeah.
single game, every single event, every single like stage match, whatever.
The casters were
Literally
fantastic.
the fucking legends of the game.
Yeah.
Being able to have that kind of stamina, because I know that shit is insanely grueling to do that
Mhm.
back to back to back 3 days in a row with just insane schedules, right? Like that's
Yeah.
not easy.
Ridiculous
Aaron-
schedules.
Aaron Cybertron Zhang's voice is probably
I-
fucked for the next
Oh, yeah.
month because that guy was screaming,
I
and he's awesome for that.
after he made, the post about him saying, I don't know if I'm gonna take competing too seriously. I'm still gonna do content. I'm still gonna do commentary. I was like, oh, that kind of sucks, but that's fair. I see a lot of older VGC players kind of retire out of it, going into commentating or tournament organizing because they like the game, but they don't have like the competitive urge anymore. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But hearing him commentate, I'm like, no, damn, this is what he wants to do. He's loving this. He got so excited. I need an Aaron screaming compilation because
Literally, yeah,
Like,
anybody want to do that? Do it,
it's-
please.
You can tell he's got that VGC like gut in him where he's like getting so excited about this stuff, and I don't know, I feel seen. It was just so wonderful.
That's a good way of saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, the casters, shout out to the casters, shout out to the staff. I don't know if we have any world staff listening, but you guys are the fucking bomb dealing with all of that.
Yeah, for real. Worlds was maybe the most like controversial I think it's ever been.
Yeah.
But it was still enjoyable. And that's just the statement that I want to say the most is like that's a testament to how fucking cool Pokemon can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially like after like see, here's the other thing. This was half a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited for the first
2024
full season.
2024 Worlds is going to be so insane. Maybe biting
So-
itself in the foot a little bit, considering next Worlds is
Yeah.
in Hawaii, which is
So-
on fire right now, and that's tough. But
Well,
Yeah,
They
and
play
what
that
also
today.
sucks is my ex lives in Hawaii, so
dude.
my
no.
ex lives in Honolulu.
Just dodge. I want to give a quick, broad statement because one, they definitely planned this, months before they've donated like 200K to wildlife relief, which is fucking amazing. Regardless of if it stays in Hawaii or if plans change, if you're going to Hawaii as a spectator or a player, no one can stop you. But I hope that you keep in mind, it'll be a year from now, of course. Be fucking respectful. Hawaii has a really bad tourist problem with garbage, refuge, the wildlife getting destroyed, plants getting trampled, all of these things. So if you go out partying, come back the next day if you're too hungover to pick up after. Pick up your shit. Don't throw trash places. Make sure it goes where it needs to go. Be respectful. Go to local businesses first and foremost, because first of all, they always have the best food. And second of all, the fucking native people of Hawaii are seen as a commodity to a lot of these tourist traps. And it's so shit. So, if you qualify, no one can stop you from going. I can't tell you to not go because no one's going to listen if you're determined to go. If you qualify, more power to you, but just be kind, please. Hawaii is tiny. You don't realize how tiny it is. I went when I was younger, and I remember being astonished. You could drive from one half of the island, the same day. It's tiny. So, pick up your trash, be respectful to people, go to local businesses first because they're better anyway. Just be nice. And also donate to the wildfires if you can right now, please. Because Jesus Christ.
Go off, Queen. Bullshit.
I don't know. I'm a ecology nerd, I guess. I think it's one of the most interesting facets of science. And to see how island ecosystems like Hawaii have just been decimated, and the humanitarian part of the native people of Hawaii being, kicked down over and over. Just be nice, please. Be kind to people. Be kind to the place you're around. I don't know if you'll remember this message if you're there next year, if you go, but I don't know. Donate to the wildfires right now. That'd be cool.
I'm hopefully going to be there just off qualification because 24 Worlds is something I really want to be doing.
You so got it.
This season.
All three of you got it, honestly.
I feel like I could have got it in 23 season if I went to any Series 2 regional. Because holy fuck, I was goated. But
have we talked about the CP changes on here yet?
No.
Wow. Okay, damn, we have a lot to talk about. This is what we get for missing so many weeks.
Yeah, 2024 regionals are different than they were in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Not just regionals, the entire world's circuit. A large majority of this is because this is the first full circuit that we've had in a while, where it's like the start of the year to the end of the year. Raised CP bar, I think, is the biggest thing. You need 500 CP to qualify, which normally would suck, and that would normally mean that you need to travel to 8 times more events than you would have in the past.
However,
exactly.
The kicker is
best part
so
about this.
much lower, which is wonderful.
More little Timmies from Ohio who eat glue are going to be able to get CPs from events.
Yes. For example, I pulled it up. I'm pretty sure this looks like the new one.
I eat glue, by the way, so that's
I love glue, bro. Glue's delicious. I love clicking Charizard G-Max move. I love glue. For example,
goated. Yeah, anyway.
For example, if you have at least 17 people, one more person than 16, you will get a top 8 cut, and everyone from 8th place and above gets CP. That's a lot. You get 8 CP for being in 8th place at a 17-person local. That's wonderful. That's great for me, because there's no way I'm getting higher than top 16 in fucking SoCal, okay? I'm very excited, and I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure if you top cut, any kind of regional, you get an automatic Worlds invite, or was that a rumor?
Yeah, if you win or if you win a regional, you get a Worlds invite.
I love that.
Because they've done away with the concept of day 2 invites, where if you are top 8 in the in your respected region in CP, like leaderboards, you just bypass day 1 altogether. That's not happening anymore, which is awesome because that kind of just sounds like it sucked. So that's awesome for accessibility. That's awesome for just like the story building that's going to happen of like if you actually win a regional, you like are automatically qualified in a world.
Which is crazy that didn't work before.
Yeah.
like
most of the people that would win a regional were like good enough at the game to also get CP from other events, but it's like now you don't even need to go to other events.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's good. It's a good thing.
I am so excited because I need 500 points. There's no way I'm qualifying, but I feel like this is the first year I'm gonna hit like 50 or 100 CP if I'm good enough.
Yeah, I think I could do as well, if not a little bit worse, at this upcoming season than I did in 2023 and qualify for Worlds. For the sole reason that MSSs are coming back.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing for, I think,
dude,
the VGC circuit.
The fact that I had to play a whole like day-long tournament and only get 30 points off of it at Portland was ridiculous because I won it usually would have been an MSS. That would have been 60 points or 50 points. But no, I got 30 off of that.
Yeah, MSSs, for those that don't know, are like a PC or a local that is just a little bit bigger. It rewards more. It's usually more players, a little bit more stacked. It's just a better local, right? It's like
it's an upgraded local.
It's like a monthly rather than a weekly.
I got top 8. I got top 8 at my first one of those in Sword and Shield. I sucked a dick at the game back then, so like I think I can qualify for 2024 based off that alone.
I believe in you. I really like these changes.
Yeah, so that's the update in terms of like the 2024 Worlds circuit changes.
The next format change will likely be after September because beginning of October, because we get DLC comes out on September 14th, something like that. Like second week of September.
Until I think I read somewhere that it's like Peoria Regionals, which is October, like very beginning of October, is not Regulation D. It is Regulation E.
So whatever comes with the first wave of DLC.
Okay. Cool. My first regionals in a brand new format. Awesome.
Okay, but here's my thing, dude. What are you gonna run? Parish Trap? All you get from the DLC is Polytoad. You're fine.
Yeah, I am kind of winning though.
You're winning.
Parish Trap. I'll take that. I like those both. Yeah, I like that.
You get Clefairy, you get Polytoad, Snorlax if you want to be even funnier. You get plenty of guys.
Yeah.
Thankfully, what I don't get is the 19th Tera type that they dropped at the end of Worlds.
Yeah,
I'm glad I don't have to even think about what that could possibly be yet because it's in DLC too.
I was gonna say there's still so much of the DLC that we haven't discussed. Like the 19th Tera type. All right. I know that Marcus has a different theory, and he can explain that.
Yeah, I want both of your theories to be heard right next to each other. Yes.
My theory, right? My theory is that it's obviously Rainbow. I think what it's gonna be is that you're neutral to everything. Right? You take neutral damage to every move. And on top of that, your Tera Blast of that type is neutral to everything. Except terrestrialized Pokemon. It will do super effective damage to terrestrialized Pokemon specifically. And then neutral to everything else.
I like that element a lot because that's how it works in raids, and I think that'd be really neat.
That's why I like that idea. I want to hear Marcus's though. I don't think I heard it.
Yeah, so my opinion is that Rainbow Tera is literally just going to be you have a boost to all of your stabs still become 2, right? But your non-stabs become 1.5. So you're boosted and everything, but I think you're going to be weak to all moves. So it's a high risk, high reward Tera that can't be used defensively.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What?
Not in a bad way. In like a whoa, that would be different.
I feel like both could work because this is like pure neutrality of having every type and pure offensive having every type. Like being weak to everything but being able to hit everything super effective, or everything becomes blanket. You know?
Yeah. See, the only thing, like, I don't have, like, a concrete thing that I think it is, but I think the only thing in my head after seeing it, and also what was most recently, like, a mechanic in Legends Arceus was, like, the Legend Plate type thing, where, correct me if I'm wrong, Arceus just hits you for super effective always, because it's Arceus, and it changes the type into what it's, like,
when it uses... Yeah, it'll be the judge. It'll when you use, if you're holding the legend plate, it's like activated, and you use judgment, you will turn into the type, into a type that would be super effective against the Pokemon you're targeting. Then execute the move judgment. So it changes your type first, and then hits the move.
I think it'll be something like that. I'm not saying it'll be 1-to-1 that.
I don't think it is, because
like that, but light.
Well,
like,
I don't. Yeah, I don't think
whatever
I don't
you
think
can water that down to be.
I don't think it's going to be like that, because Tera Blast was neutral versus Dragonite.
Yeah,
with the rainbow.
That's what's interesting.
Which in Legends Arceus it said it would be super effective every time.
Mm-hmm. But
which is why I'm saying, like, maybe rather than it being offensive, maybe it's defensive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is.
There's a theory that it's old Protean.
Ooh,
that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be nice.
Because they did remove it.
Yeah.
There's precedent for that.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I'm
like that.
excited because new thing. I'm terrified because it's a lot of types on that one list, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need this to be like broken and meta defined.
I
The
don't
good news
need it
is
on all 6 of my Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
the
need
good
that.
news is that if it is you're just every type at once, Rock and Fairy are ×4, so it's a garbage Tera.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think someone did the math of what weaknesses you would have if you were every type, and it's like Rock and Fairy.
I don't think it's.
I don't think it is either. My guess for how it's gonna work is that you get Terapagos, and then there's some kind of in-game thing with Terapagos that you use to find special Rainbow Tera shards, or maybe Terapagos just has the ability to give your Pokemon Rainbow Tera. And that
imagine if Terapagos just unlocks the ability to just grant a Tera.
That
just
would
every
be
time.
that'd
be nice. No,
just once a day grant a free Tera. That'd be
Do
cool.
away with Tera shards, please.
please.
Or just keep Tera shards, but like lock it behind a mechanic. Like once a day, you get to change Tera for free.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Brady-
okay, cool, in-game clock.
Yeah.
Brady was telling us this last night that he thinks it's an item, like that crown thing.
Yeah.
That was at
Probably.
The end of
I
the
don't think that
thing.
anymore, but it could be. That'd be.
I still think that because I think
that'd be the ideal
cool.
situation if it's strong.
Right, because then
you have to have an item.
In VGC, it's only locked to one guy,
Mhm.
which is my biggest fear. Is like,
Yeah.
I don't need this new thing on 6 Pokemon because it's that over centralizing. You know what I mean? Like, I would want this to be balanced somehow, and I trust them to balance
Yeah.
it. Copium.
No, I think that even in Marcos's case, where like you're just always super effective, to counter that, you would always be weak to something. So it'd be a shit defensive Tera, and then you would have the cons of having an offensive Tera. Like Fluttermane not going Tera Water, now it dies to Surging Strike, something like that. I think that Terapagos' form change and the crown thing comes from a form change when you click the Terastal button, because we got in the direct trailer the ogre Pokemon, I can't remember his name.
Ogerpon.
Ogerpon, is that what it is?
Yep.
That's I didn't want to say it
like-
because it sounds like fucking
like Ricky.
It sounds like Ricky, yeah, from Xenoblade. Heropon!
Shout out to Nopons.
Heropon bestest. Okay, anyway, when it terastalized, its mask got huge, which I think is a kind of form change, and that was something rumored that there would be something similar to Gmax forms. When you click the Terastal button, you're locked to a specific type. Maybe you get a special move, but you get a special Terastal form that makes you look different, like physically. I think that when Terapagos terastalizes, it goes from little baby guy to turtle guy, and I think that's what its special Terastal form is. If this is what ends up
I'm with you on
happening,
this.
or these are just legendaries that get a special treatment that they look different when they terastal. It could be as simple as that.
I think Terapagos' like alternate form or whatever that was at the end of the trailer with the crown thing, if those two things are related, is something more akin to like Calyrex in the last DLC,
where it's like baby and then it gets
it's
good.
Yeah, it's like an out of battle thing that you turn into, and then it turns into like a restricted level Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Or
I
it could
think
be a
over-
high commitment thing where it's like you have to Tera for him to get good stats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that too.
could be
That
neat.
does sound awesome.
It could be like
But
a
I
mega
think-
button, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think just based on what we've seen, Ogerpon is more filling the Urshifu role, and Terapagos is filling the Calyrex
Yep.
role, where it's
Yeah.
like shit outside of this one scenario where it, like you do something to it out of battle and then it's gone.
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
I like it a lot. I am so excited for what's it called? Glacier or Calyrex Ice in snow next to my Alolan Ninetales clicking screens. I'm very excited for that. Smile.
Alola Ninetales is coming is really cool. I think the weather
Yeah.
changes to the game is going to be nice because like you get in the first DLC you get Ninetales, Alola Ninetales, Politoed.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, we're not only with Pelipper and Torkoal.
Oh my
Like,
god, yeah.
No,
Dude, I'm so
Weather
excited for
teams can look
Politoed.
different.
Politoed, Golden Go, and like Wo-Chen is like my dream core.
Ooh, I like that. I'm excited. I like how they've split up the new Pokemon that we're getting because, you know, we're getting a lot of like not just good Pokemon, but Pokemon that affect field. We have Snorlax, which is another good Trick Room Pokemon. We get Ninetales, which is a good Sun Pokemon. We get Politoed, which is a good Rain Pokemon. Alola Ninetales for Snow. We also we get 2 different Chlorophyll Mons and Shiftry and Bellossom, but they're not good. And then Charmander, it looks like, is being added to that dex. So Charizard's another guy. Like, Milotic will be good on rain teams. Milotic will be good in general. So I like.
I think Milotic's probably going to be like an Iron Hands partner. I can see that.
Just be fat.
kind of unkillable on Veil.
Yep.
So
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of like, and then Crawdon can Swift Swim. There's like Weather Abusers and Weather Setters is what we're getting. Are like the notable Pokemon that we're getting. And Clefairy.
I think archetypes of teams are gonna get more like flavors to them in the first DLC.
That's what I'm excited for. Yeah.
More variables that can fit on weather teams, right? Because like if you look at rain right now, it's like sometimes the rain setter isn't even Pelipper, it's Tornadus.
Yeah.
So
sometimes the rain setter isn't even a rain setter.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a genie.
Yep.
Yeah, literally. like we have Landorus as a rain abuser. Where are we?
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what I mean? Like that can do things.
How did we get here?
How did we get here?
Where the fuck am I?
I'm excited. I'm excited because I also like Dripplin. I think he's a very cute Pokemon, and I also like that we're getting some kind of evasion drop because we've had like the only thing that has gravity right now is Sandy Shocks, and I think maybe Sableye, which are not the greatest guys. If Dripplin gets good stats, I think he's gonna go crazy next to a genie.
It's supposed to be an Applin evolution in the same way that Flapple and the pie guy is called.
I'm hoping we get
Appleton. That's his name.
I'm hoping we get a situation to Hitmontop just being the best out of the three.
Yeah, same.
And not a situation where they're like, well, it's the third one, so it's going to be halfway between defense and offense. No, please, just go one direction or the other.
Just make it its own good Pokemon.
I think you should just give him a shit ton of speed and a shit ton of HP if you're going to do that, because then he would be the perfect support Pokemon. You have you have a move that drops your speed every turn, you go first, you hit it, you drop their evasion, you're clicking rock slides without a care in the world. It'll be beautiful. I hope he's good.
Waiter, more Gen 9 HP stats, please.
Yeah.
Give it 150 HP for no
There's no
reason.
way they're giving Dripplin
it's not gonna get it.
a good
He's
HP
so
stat.
small.
I
He's
hope
small.
so. It just won't.
I hope he's fat. I look at him and he looks like he's gonna be like slow special attacker, which would be the worst case scenario. And I hope it doesn't happen. I hope he's good. His ability is so cool.
I do like that they're making that entire line like evasion related. Like
I think that's neat.
Flapple hits hard at the cost of its accuracy.
Yeah.
Appleton, like I think its signature move drops evasion or some shit.
It drops special defense, but it also gets like Sweet Scent and Aroma Veil and abilities like that.
Yeah, and then it's also an homage to the G-Max forums from Gen
the
that
G-Max.
also dropped evasion. Like I like that. That was cool.
What were you gonna say, Brady?
I zoned out a little bit. Have we talked about Archeladon yet?
We haven't. I love him.
No.
Staple Remover.
Also a Pokemon coming. That's in the second DLC.
I'm so fucking hyped, man. I love Duraludon, but it sucked. So now
was
it
alright for a
doesn't
bit.
suck, maybe.
It was only good with Dynamax.
It was only good with Dynamax because Togekiss was the premier follow memon, and you just dunk on that.
Yeah.
It's no.
It was the perfect storm for Duraludon to be good, and it getting an evolution means it's like, oh my god, it can be relevant again, finally.
Yeah. What's crazy is it not only gets Meteor Beam plus Solar Beam, where it takes a turn to charge, but also gives you the +1 special attack from like the turn you charge, like how Meteor Beam worked. You can speed that up in the rain, by the way. Under rain, you get +1 attack, and then you hit them with an electric type Solar Beam. God damn.
Rain looks so diverse now between.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of
benefited
needed
by
it with like Sun dominating for a long time, but now like Genies sort of make Rain a
It
little
makes so
too
much
good.
sense because we have the Paradox Pokemon,
Yeah.
which all benefit from Sun.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You
oh
gotta
my
balance
god,
it.
awesome. We have Rain versus Sun again. Yeah,
Yeah, and this guy's gonna be good in electric terrain and rain, which is crazy. I just thought we're not getting any electric terrain centers.
I do have a game theory.
Oh, wait, real quick, I just want to mention our Trulodon getting stamina is also really funny because I know Duraludon had access to Iron Defense Body Press. Now you have Iron Defense Body Press with stamina. That could be funny also.
Population
Mouse
bomb.
Bridge.
Yeah, population bomb.
Yeah,
Body
so
press.
my game theory is I think Cubfu is native to the
Ooh,
area.
really?
That'd be cool.
Was it?
It just fits the
Accessibility.
vibe.
It fits the vibe, yeah.
It fits the vibe, and also like a gift Cubfu
But
would make sense.
that would be very
Oh,
useful. I
yeah.
hope so.
Sort of like how we get Gift Sill Valley at the Battle Tower in Sword and Shield.
Oh, you're right, actually. That
They'll
would
just be like,
that'd be
hey,
cool.
this is where Cubfu comes from. Although it is quite rare here, we only have 2.
yeah. Give me my bear, my little bear, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering how they're going to introduce all the legends, because the games have been tending to introduce all the legends being accessible in some way or shape or form.
My bet is that in Indigo Disc, because it's all these different ecosystems, it's gonna be some kind of, after you beat whatever plotline of it, you're gonna have the ability, or like every day it'll rotate through a different legendary Pokemon that will be roaming the biome that fits it the best.
That'd be
And then you
cool.
have to
They're all
find it.
rollers.
Yeah, because I like the idea of them being roamers, because I think that the Galar birds in Sword and Shield, they're going back to each individual area for all the DLCs and then also the mainland, and having to catch up with them or follow them up a mountain. I feel like that kind of experience of swimming along and holy shit, that's a Kyogre in the water over there. Oh my god, I think that would be a really neat experience, and I hope they do something like that. If not, it'll probably be, we have this simulation in Area 0 in the underground that summons legendary Pokemon from portals, that could also be what it is.
That's
sort of like the BDSP
that's what
stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
like
it's gonna
BDSP
be.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a
I think it's
BDSP type
that.
thing.
I think
Yeah,
it's that.
because I'm...
As much as I want what you said originally, because that sounds awesome.
Well, I just think
it's that.
because the Indigo Disc is all like so biome related, there's so much variation, so I think that's a perfect place to like stick the legendary Pokemon. But also in the direct trailer, it seems like once you beat the storylines of both of the DLC sets, you're gonna go into Area 0 in that little underground place where there's that pentagram for no reason, and then something's gonna happen there,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Is that... I think we should probably wrap up. We're over an hour.
That's true.
and we
That's
get
true.
to-
Maybe that's where we get the legendary Swords of Justice and Dog Paradox guys.
That'd make the most sense. I don't see why
that'd
they
be
would be
cool.
anywhere else.
Maybe.
I like that.
Or they put the restricted legendaries. Who knows? Leave your predictions in the comments below. Yay!
Honka honka. Goodbye, everybody.
Honka,
Thank you
we
to
need-
Professor Germs,
No,
Crazy
shut up,
Carlton.
Shut up.
You don't know any of them.
Shut up.
You know none of them.
You're just gonna start.
Let the real master do it.
The real master is pulling up the list.
Active. Current.
I could wing it right now, but there's so many new ones that I don't remember. I feel so bad.
No, we have new
This
friends.
needs-
I love
Wait,
new
what
friends.
What the fuck? Huh?
We've been banned from Patreon.
No.
No.
Patreon's being weird.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Wow.
No, here. I remember.
Active. No, you don't remember.
Let me test. Let me test.
No,
Let me test.
okay, no, Dor, I'm not letting you test it because you don't remember. Thank you
Fuck you.
to Brady Carlton, Shrev, Alan Allen, Joseph B. Plummer, Professor Gems, Tetsu C4, bruh, and Upsmash for subscribing to Patreon as well as everyone else. I don't know why, but it's showing one person as like they are currently active as a Patreon member, but they're just not.
Yeah. Well,
So,
figure that out, whoever that is, I suppose. Thank you for supporting.
but yeah.
You're all awesome.
Anyways,
I hope you guys enjoyed watching Worlds, even though it was a shit show. If you were at Worlds, honestly, put your experience in the comments. I want to hear more. I want to hear
True.
what it was like.
More perspective, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
I guess that's how we're ending it. Okay, bye.